when you're trying to design encounters, it's always tough to figure out what you're doing, and then it seems like the players always just run over everything that you plan.
Yeah. You put in cool terrain features, and they get there too quickly or come at it at a different angle.
Yeah, exactly. The terrain stuff is always screwed up, and it's like, I've got this guy that can do cool stuff, but he misses every single stupid time.
That's so frustrating.
And it's like, well, the one guy that can do cool stuff is missing every time. Like when you guys were fighting the druid, right?
Yeah.
Like miss. The little vine guys that just grapple and hold you there so he can hit you.
Yeah.
They're doing fine. But the main guy is like miss. And I'm not one to really. I don't like to fudge dice and stuff.
Right.
But,
no, I don't either. That's my thing. That's why I always. I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah.
I just felt that tension the last few times, and I'm just thinking, I guess the players must feel it when I don't. That's all.
Maybe. Well, as a player, you're keeping track of your hit points and stuff, and you're seeing them go down.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, folks. If you're on and watching right now, I am messing with the names because we had some last-minute changes. So you're going to get a little behind-the-scenes look at how everything gets laid out right before we go live. Oh, we just lost Jared.
Shoot.
Jared, come back.
And this is it. And he's back.
There we go.
Boom. I don't know. We lost you for a second.
Half the world of the internet between us and you. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I don't like the fudge dice rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will do it.
Yeah.
If I'm going the entire encounter and missing every time, there might be a fudge in there.
I will do it in the interest of drama or story.
That's funny.
But yeah, you want to be
as authentic,
right? Yeah, I mean, that's part of the drama is in the dice, right?
Right. Yeah.
So if you tip it over too much, then
there's no drama at all.
Yeah.
So.
Did you lose my video?
Yeah, I lost your video. I just got. Sorry. That's all right. There you go.
You up too bad.
No, you're good. All right, let me send out a welcome message. Welcome. And make sure that we're streaming.
We are. I can see it.
Oh, great, perfect. Right on. So I just want to give a quick shout out then to people who, my volume's turned up. Shh, go to sleep, low volume. There we go. People that followed us this last week. That's San Miguel 89 and Zoso 129. Thanks, you guys are awesome. We're glad to have you watching. And I'm really excited about how many people have been watching the stream in between weeks. And really happy with the people who are liking it. And so that's great. We've got some more guests lined up starting next month in May 1st. We've got somebody else that wants to come play with us.
Nice.
And if there's anybody else out there who's watching and wants to play with us, send an email, dragonskeeptv@gmail.com, or come down to the Orem Dragons Keep and just say hi. We're here Monday nights, or you can say hi to anybody at the desk upstairs and just chat away. They like to talk. So that's good. I never walk out of here without buying some dice, though, if I go up to the desk. So
Be prepared.
Yeah.
It's not really a bad problem, though.
It's kind of a problem. Oh. We got we're just paying taxes and
yeah.
I can't expense those on my tax forms yet.
Hey, maybe you can just incorporate a little business.
Yeah,
make it lose some money.
I was playing for a couple months at another place there locally, and like basically every week I'd show up. I just had decided, I was like, every week I show up, I'm just going to buy a new set of dice for the week.
Nice.
And
How much did that run you?
I was buying, I don't know. I wasn't buying the metal dice, you know. These were like $8 or $12 sets of dice, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I come play Magic, I always buy a bag of sleeves and stuff. But I try not to buy too much dice all the time.
I should probably start doing that.
Where's your bag? Where's your bag, Cameron?
It's over here. It's my baby.
Hold that up a little bit higher.
Critical Role Laura Bailey dice bag right here. It holds all of my I think it's like 414 dice.
Wow.
It's good.
I've never
Alright.
counted mine.
I
Yeah.
did the other day. Someone asked me to, and I was surprised,
Just
a little overwhelmed. It was a lot.
How many dice are in your dice bag?
Yeah.
Send us a message. How many dice are in your dice bag?
Yeah, if you can beat me, then I'll be really impressed. I'll buy you chocolate milk or something. I don't know.
All right. Okay, well, I wanted to do a little bit of lore building, and unfortunately, Clint is not here with us tonight. I was going to incorporate him in that as well.
Keelik, right?
Yeah, Keelik. And also, Troy is out. He's sick tonight, so get better, Troy, if you're watching this. Get better soon. We've got some things in store for Troy and his character as well. So that'll be good and exciting in the future. So let's just start off, though, with this. I'm going to switch over scenes here. I'm going to make us really tiny. There we go. Everybody else gets to be really big. And then if you guys want to look, what I'm bringing up is just the document on the history.
The shared document.
The shared document that
Nice.
we put together. Yep. What's it called? Setting?
Setting
I think
notes?
it's just called Setting Notes. Yep. It's so creatively named, Setting Notes.
And there's no confusion about what it is, at least.
No. Dragons Keep Setting is what I've got. Is that not it?
Setting notes.
Oh, I
Just
just have
setting
setting notes.
notes,
Yeah. I mean, the first line is Dragon Keep Setting.
Yep. I've got the wrong one up.
Mm.
Let's fix that. Does this have the right map and everything? Good. Okay. It does. Why do I have it named twice? And I want to make sure that I've got everything in the right place. I think I do. Yeah, this is the one we want. Setting notes. Okay, we can delete Dragons Keep Setting sometime. And we'll go with the less descriptive, just setting notes. Okay. As I've mentioned before, we are really tiny. That's kind of fun. This is the note. These are the notes that we put together from playing a game called Dawn of Worlds that we played as our session 0. And I wanted to bring this up and show it to everybody because we're about to head into a new city. And so far we've been in 2 cities and kind of been through Lee Gate a little bit, but we kind of skirted around that. So right now we're heading into a city called Palwatch. And this is the metropolis setting of our little land, kingdom. And it is a center for technological advancement and magical technology getting fused together. So you still have Warforged here, although they're not creating new Warforged because of this big catastrophic destruction that happened 100 years ago or so. And the city is ruled by a council, the current chairperson being a gnome named Tisnip the Sixth, which is a direct descendant of the great engineer Tisnip of the Second Age. All of this stuff, that is to say, came from these notes we made playing Dawn of Worlds, where everybody took a turn and spent points. We all rolled for different points, and those points allowed us to affect the world in different ways, and how big of an effect we had all came out of this. So if you look in the Second Age here, We've got create an avatar. That was Cameron who came up with Tiznip, who was the avatar for ingenuity and craftsmanship, and kind of put him in charge of this area, and built up this city around him, which was kind of cool. So if you are interested in doing some world building where you can all share with people different ideas for things, this is a great place to start, is playing something like Dawn of Worlds. And there are other systems out there that allow you to do stuff like this too. But all of these all these different ideas for things came from this game that we played. Here's the map again. Now that it's not little tiny, you can see it bigger. So we started out in Freehome, which is right here in the middle. And Freehome is a city-state that is kind of independent from everything else. And they are the headquarters of the Chainbreakers, which is a mercenary army, the biggest mercenary group.
The second best after the Action Force.
After. And the character in our group that has the biggest tie right now to Freehome would be Kelvin's. So that's Jared's character, Kelvin, whose family are, retired. Some retired, and he's got a brother in the Chainbreakers and stuff, and that's where that came from. Paul Watch is where we're headed now. Leagate, we mentioned some things in earlier episodes about the clerics of the Harbinger, and that organization is kind of centered and headquartered in Leagate. Let's bring the map back up. Leagate's up here towards the canyon. Paul Watch is where we're headed now. And then, so the characters with some ties to Paul Watch would be Eddie, whose background includes a tie to this semi-secretive organization called the Iron Covenant. And they are headquarters here in Paul Watch. Just outside of Paul Watch, I moved my mouse around, nobody can see it. But there you go. Just outside of Paul Watch is the Dark Forest, and that's where Sully hails from. And that is a group of gnomes that broke off from this technologically focused advancements and decided, no, we're still tied to our natural origins, and they've moved off to the Dark Forest. But it is kind of took a turn for the worse, and they've gotten a little aggressive in the last little bit. And then finally, down here on the southern end, we have Hopestad, and then even down further than that is a city that Troy came up with called the City of Form, where all the Warforged kind of moved to. And then there was a great cataclysm. Things exploded. Dragons escaped and ruined the world. And now that is just a bunch of ruins, and we are kind of headed in that direction, but we're going to stop off at Hopestad here. We don't have anybody that's got ties to that directly, but that'll be a fun place that we're headed to next. And that's kind of a Tibetan, Asian-y, not Asian, that kind of culture, mountain people, cool. and living on the steps of this big everlasting peak.
Nice.
So they've got some spiritual leaders there and whatnot that kind of headed in that direction. Anyway, so those who are interested in kind of the world, maybe I'll put some of these notes up at some point, or maybe I'll jump on and make a video where we read through all of this and stuff. Again, if you're interested and want to know more, or even want to join in, send me an email. It's dragonskeeptv@gmail.com. It'll be fun to hear from anybody. All right. And we're back to us. Oh, and I can click on this map now too. Let's go back to that. So again, we are in Paul Watch. Bloop. That's this green one here that's flashing. and eventually heading down to Hopestad is their current mission. Okay.
And also Palem, right? We're supposed to go
Yeah.
by there.
So Palem is a little town
Farther south?
just south of Hopestad,
Okay.
basically. That's what we're looking at. Cool. I like that. I like Roll20 being able to do that.
It's nice.
All right. So let's head into the city, and we're going to account for our missing players real quick. As we head in, Keelik takes his bounty and heads off to go collect his reward for killing this druid that's been terrorizing the countryside.
That's right.
He wishes you all good luck and hopes to see you again. And maybe he'll meet up with you again at some point.
Sweet.
I hope Kelvin hopes to see our end of that bounty.
Oh, that's right.
You know.
Yeah, right.
Do you think
sure.
Kelvin's gonna let Keelik out of his sight without getting his end? You're crazy.
So what does Kelvin do? Is he grab him by the shirt as he's walking away, or?
Just follows them. Like, oh, we're going to get the bounty? Great. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then.
I mean, there's
sure.
no reason to be at this point. You know, he's just assuming that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
I think he said it earlier. He's just assuming it's not. If he gets any inkling that things seem to be going another way, then yeah, he might react to that. But
Okay.
as of right now, he's just like, oh yeah, great. Let's go collect.
Oh, all right. Well, my contact's just down here in the marketplace, and he kind of sounds like maybe he isn't quite sure where he's going, but he starts heading off and leads you down this way towards an old market. Let's bring this up.
Would we have had a long rest potentially between the last session and now?
Yeah. Go ahead and heal up, and rest up. We'll bring up some ambient pictures here.
Oh, pretty.
There you go.
Nice. One thing that I think Sully will do is, he knows, having been inside the city polish for just a short amount of time, he knows that people don't take too kindly to like roaming mountain lions. So he's gonna just take Marty over maybe before they enter the city, maybe a mile outside of it, and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna be right back, but I just gotta go run some errands real fast with the guys. And just don't roam too far. Don't eat anything that's walking on two legs. And maybe you can find some rabbits and stuff, though. But I'll just be right back, okay, Marty?"
Do you use your staff on him
Yes.
again? Okay. Or your rod of animal friendship?
Yes.
Yes. All right. He seems to listen attentively as you give him his instructions.
Okay.
And then as soon as you turn around and start walking, you hear him just padding along behind you again.
I'm gonna kneel down and hug him and say, "Okay, fine, we're gonna come into this city, but we're not gonna let anyone get close to you."
Do you want to try and send him off again, or do you want to?
I would love to,
Okay.
but yeah, I guess I'll try one more time if I can.
All right, make an animal handling check.
Sure. Yeah. Ooh. I'm gonna use one of my psionic energy dice.
Nice.
That's better. That's a lot better. Okay, that is a 14.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. He finally seems to understand, and he kind of lopes over to the tree line, and just kind of lays down and be underneath the tree and just watches you as you guys head into the city.
Perfect.
He's licking his paws.
I shed a single tear of happiness that he wanted to come with me, but I won't go.
All right. As you head into the city, it is getting late. So evening time, you've been traveling all day. The streets are mostly cobblestone. They're paved in here. The buildings are tall, 2 or 3 stories tall in most cases, and built out of brick, and many of them have glass windows, and in fact there's even gas lanterns along the streets and everything as well.
Okay.
So, like I said, picture kind of a Victorian age London, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Still a lot of energy in the city, even as it's getting late. There are people in the marketplace, people still selling things, shops that are still open. As people walk in and out of doors, you hear bells ring and whatnot as shoppers are still out and about, moving around and still lively in the city.
Nice.
Cool. So, are we just following?
Yeah. So Keelik takes
Keelik,
you
that's his
in,
name.
and finds a. Not that one. Not that one. 1 second. Okay. Just rolling a random table here.
Love that.
Love random
Yeah.
tables. They're the best.
This can't go wrong at all.
Nope. He takes you to a tavern where it is next door to a. That's kind of weird. Oh, whatever. Next door to a lot of merchants' shops. There's a merchant selling a fine selection of handbags next door,
Okay.
and used and fine and antique bookstore on the other side, and then just like one street over, you probably hear more marketplace type things. And he walks into a tavern there and waves the bartender over and plops down his trophy, which is the big feathered skull cap thing that this druid was wearing, and he says, "I brought this back for Mandor." That sounds too much like Mandalorian. I brought this back for
Mandor's
Mandor.
great. Mandor's great.
And the bartender says, "Well, he was here earlier, but he left. He left around 5 o'clock. Perhaps come back tomorrow."
Okay.
Okay, I guess we
Is
can
that
do
normal
that.
for him? For this, I mean, why ask you?
Keelik says this is where the advertisement said to bring it to.
Okay.
I see.
And the bartender says, "Yeah, he does his business out of a booth over there in the corner most days.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Lots of people coming in and out."
Keelik, how much was the bounty for?
Keelik says, yeah, he'll be honest. Keelik says 100 gold.
100 gold. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you have the coin to spare, you could just pay us our share now and then get your share later. That way we don't have to hold you hostage until then.
Keelik's hand, Eddie, you've got the best perception, right?
Yeah. 19.
His hand goes to a little pouch that he keeps at his waist, almost like a fanny pack kind of pouch or whatever.
Okay.
And you hear not a jingle, but you hear a rustle of
Coin?
stones,
Oh, stones. Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
Like marbles or something inside the pouch. As he kind of pulls it closer, he's like, "I'd rather just pay you in the gold tomorrow. I don't have any gold on me."
Okay. Well, I guess we can either continue to hang out with Keelik, or Is there something of, you know what? We could just hold on to the headdress and we'll just come back here tomorrow and meet you here.
You know, that's not a bad
I
idea.
think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
All right.
Persuasion? 19,
All right.
which is what I rolled.
Nice.
Oh,
I
okay.
got
All right.
So,
Well, that's nothing. 0, carry though, 0.
yes, exactly. I wasn't sure if I did.
All right. He reluctantly hands it over and says, "All right, well, I'll just get a room here,
Okay.
and but you'll bring it back tomorrow."
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, you got our word.
Yeah, what time do we want to meet up to turn it in? Like noon?
Sure. Lunch. That work for you?
The barkeep nods. Says, "Yeah, Mandor's usually
Mandor's here
around
by
then."
then? Okay. Yeah, sure. What else do we have to do in the city?
I
Other than
wanna
I
go
need
sh-
to meet up with the...
Oh, that's right. You were
Well,
gonna
I don't
figure
know. I
that
may or
out.
may not. We'll see. But
But
Tobias, after this arrangement's made, begs his leave from you guys as well. He wants to go and visit with Warforged there and see if that
oh, that's right. The Dreamer.
yes, I'm bringing up his name right now. He wants to go meet with a Warforged priest at a temple called the Conclave of the Dreamer, and says that
Sounds awesome.
he'll be there until you guys are ready to head out,
Okay.
and I'll come and find him.
okay.
Sure. Do we need to know any like passwords to get in, or?
No, he says if you ask for me, I'm sure that they will find me, and I believe everybody is welcome there.
All right. Cool.
It was Conclave of the Dreamer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, good luck, buddy.
All right. So we got Troy taken care of. We got Keelik, or we got Tobias taken care of. We got Keelik taken care of. Let's take care of the people who are here now. All right. Sully, let's start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sully has with him now a staff
Yes.
with a skull on the top of it. What kind of skull is it? What's it the skull of?
Yeah, it is the skull of a raven.
Okay. I gotta make some notes. This keyboard goes away for a second.
Yeah, it is the skull of a raven.
Okay. And this is the staff you took from the druid last time.
Yes.
Are you planning on... Did you take it because you wanted to use it or because you wanted to keep it safe?
Well, a little bit of both. Mostly to keep it safe. That was Sully's primary response. The bird skulls are important to the tribe that he comes from.
Okay.
That's why he wears the... it's not a raven skull, but it's the skull of a small little pigeon that he just carries around.
Okay.
Around on a necklace around his neck. They are a symbol of their tribe's origins. So a lot of the people of his tribe think that there is a... they're like kind of tokens representing the pact that his ancestors made with the forest to keep it safe and try to protect it. The forest manifested in the form of birds.
Okay.
And threatened to kick the people out before they said, "Hey, no, we're not like the bad people of Pawwatch." Well, this is all the mythology.
Okay.
Sully doesn't know if it's all true or not, but that's kind of what they're taught. And also taught that in order to ensure that the gnomes could protect the forest, they bestowed upon a certain family these psionic abilities that let them defend themselves and defend the rest of the forest. So that's where they claim that all this psionic stuff comes from.
Okay.
Which is why I guess people are so keen to keep the bird skulls with them. Druids use it as spellcasting focuses and other things like that, but that's why those bird skulls are so important.
Okay.
So he wanted to keep it safe, but also, after spending some time with it, he's kind of thinking, I wonder if this has any other imbued magic in it that I can use
Nice.
to harness my own abilities.
Okay.
That's kind of what he's thinking.
As you are studying it in the evening, wherever you guys end up for, you do feel like maybe you could attune to this staff if you want to.
That's cool.
So you feel like there's something there in the staff kind of calling out to Sully.
Ooh. He probably wouldn't have done anything that night, but within the next 24 hours after carrying it on him and thinking about it, meditating, he probably eventually would give in.
Okay. All right. As Sully attunes to the staff, a feeling of unease comes over him as he realizes that this is a staff of withering.
Ooh.
And this staff has 3 charges on it.
Okay.
That you can use daily, but using those, they will deal an extra 2d10 necrotic damage on a hit with the staff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
However, you also feel a little uneasy holding it, though. And we'll discuss that.
Okay,
later.
cool.
So, well, obviously you feel uneasy mostly because it's necrotic damage.
Right. Yeah.
But you yourself feel really strange, about the staff. It feels just very dark.
Sure.
So does Sully want to stay attuned to it? Is he...
Sully, who is really prone to making rash decisions, is going to hold off for a little bit and just see how much longer he can take it before it starts to drive him mad, and he's hoping that he'll sense that, and then he would try to break away.
All right.
So, no, I don't think he tried to break away yet. I think he would hold on.
So while he's got the staff with him, he probably feels just a little bit... a little more down than usual, and a little bit not as looking at other people. His perception of other people is maybe a little bit darker now.
Okay.
Maybe not as trusting or as helpful anymore. How about that?
Yeah, no,
Can
that's
you work
good
with
to know.
that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That evening, where are you guys going to stay at? Give me a setting for where you're going to stay at.
Well, I don't know. Would we have wanted to stay? So, as a meta thing, does
Kelvin.
yeah, go ahead, Kelvin.
Yeah, sorry. Kelvin's background is urban bounty hunter, so he's, I think, familiar with, contacts. And he's got a contact in every city. Is what the description says.
Yeah,
specifically
he's definitely been through here before.
Along the lines of his profession. Yeah, maybe he's been through here before. Yeah, so he knows someone. So I think he would at least want to try to stay somewhere where there could be, even though we're on a task, he's like, well, maybe there's something else going that's that way that we could make a little extra money on the side. So he's going to be looking for, just stay somewhere where there's, known work to be had, bounty hunters around, or people looking for that kind of talent, right? So he's wherever that might be. He's, if it's back at that tavern where that dude set up shop, where he's apparently buying druid heads or whatever whatever that shop is, that's fine, or somewhere else. But wherever there's news about money to be made, jobs to be had.
Okay, let's put you down in an area of the city then that's more.
That's Kelvin anyway. Of course,
Works with me. That's most likely going to be near an area probably that if I'm going to try to make it right with the Iron Covenant, they're probably going to be in that area, I would imagine, too.
Sully would stay with you
Oh, yeah,
guys
that might
until
actually-
you're about to bed down, but then he'd actually head back and spend the night with Marty.
Oh, outside.
Yeah,
Okay.
and try to see if I can find a butcher shop that's open late, buy a rabbit, take it over to him.
All right. So yeah, we'll put you in a fairly bustling area, a lot of commerce going through, and just plenty of places to barter with. A couple of gambling halls, and
Think an IRA friendly Irish tavern in Belfast
there you go.
in
Okay.
the 1980s.
In
That's
the
the kind of place we're
1980s,
looking
I
for.
see.
Yeah,
There's always an Irish pub.
right after the Troubles, but things are still a little edgy, and there's certainly some shady, some respectable people around. Maximize the opportunity for work.
Okay. As Kelvin's leading you into this area, Eddie, you spot somebody tailing you, a human who's trying to keep himself a little disguised with a cloak. He's got a cloak on, and he's trying to stay in the shadows.
Oh, okay. But he's following us?
But he's following you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Kelvin, you hit in, and they recognize you in this place. You've been here before.
Norm!
Norm!
Nice.
And one of the people, one of your contacts, calls you over and gives you an update from back at home. He says, "Hey, I hear that your brother got promoted again. When are you gonna make your name in the Chainbreakers?"
I've set out on my own.
Oh, what's this?
I've left them behind. Tired of living in the shadow of me brother.
You're gonna break your dad's heart.
Aye, well, every boy breaks his dad's heart sooner or later. I guess it's about time I did mine.
Oh. Well then, if you
Except for that kiss-up brother of mine.
Who are you working for now then?
Oh, we're setting up our own concern. We've had a couple of successful runs. We're headed south, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're headed south. Wouldn't mind picking up a little extra work if it's headed that way.
He nods. Yeah. All right. Well,
Doing
come
all
see
right.
me. Come see me before you head out. We'll. I might have some work for you along that way.
I'll do that. I will definitely do that.
You want me to? You want me to let your mom and pa know that you're down here? What? Are you keeping
No,
you keeping it on the low?
They're used to me being out and about for weeks at a time. So I'll break it to them when I get back.
All right. Oh, it's good to see
I really
you.
don't know what accent I'm going with right now, but I'm just going for it. We'll just see.
That'll be good. It can change every week. It'll be a little bit different.
Yeah.
We can rotate around the UK. You can be French next week.
The main problem is I don't remember the accent I did last week. So I
think it's pretty close.
Listen to it again. Oh well. Anyways.
What's Kelvin's?
But yeah, if you wouldn't mind just keeping it between us for now, I'll get back there and explain it to him myself. But I'll definitely stop by on our way out of town. We'd love to pick up an odd job or two.
All right then. Good to see you, man. And he heads back to make his rounds around the tavern and goes and finds another table to catch up with, and he's slapping somebody else's back. And
Does the trailer follow me in, or just
a few minutes after you guys are in there, you see him slip in and find a place at the bar.
okay?
Are you an mean, not to put an idea in your head, but are you giving us a heads up about it, or are you just watching him circumspectly
Yeah,
yourself?
well, I'm just going to keep an eye on him for a second. And, I point him out and just say, well, keep an eye on this guy. I don't know. He's been following us for a few blocks. I'm going to go talk to him, but just hang out here for a second.
All right.
Following you.
Yeah, he's been
Following us.
Yeah, following us. Yeah, but I recognize him, so he's somebody within the organization.
You don't recognize him.
Oh,
You
I just noticed
that
he was
he's
trailing me.
Yeah. Whenever you guys turned, he turned,
Okay.
and when you guys slowed down, he slowed down.
Okay. So
Following us, and you don't recognize him.
no, I don't. But I'm gonna go find out what he's about.
Oh.
So I walk up,
I guess
kind of behind
you'll
him.
regret that, I guess.
We'll see. I walk up behind him at the bar,
All right.
and kind of squeeze in between him and the guy next to him. And as I'm leaning in, I'm going to cast Charm Person and touch him on the shoulder.
Okay.
And order a drink from the bartender.
All right.
That's a 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
So I'll flip my coin, cash it in my hand, and put that on his shoulder and cast Charm Person.
Kelvin will order from our table across the room. Kelvin will order another drink with the intention of throwing it at that guy's head if
Good deal.
anything goes sideways.
Okay.
Way to be prepared. That's great.
What's Eddie's nickname among the Iron Covenant?
His code name or his nickname?
like a code name / nickname / street name.
Maybe they knew him as, I don't know. That's it. They all called him because he was he had a few more morals than most people he's grown up with because he would do things. So, they call him the Boy Scout because he would do things that they're like, come on, you don't need to do that. It's not a big deal. Like, if we were trying to break into somewhere, I would definitely try to pick locks before break anything.
Okay.
Try to leave things as undisturbed as possible. If there are innocent bystanders, try to take care of them. So they noticed that, and they call him the Boy Scout.
Uh-huh.
So.
Okay. He. All right. He puts his hand down on top of Eddie's, and he says, "You'll have to be a little more subtle than that, Boy Scout."
Yeah, well, that's just fine. I just thought maybe we could start this off on the right foot and be friendly. That's all. So you tell me why you were following us through the streets. Are you with the Iron Covenant?
He taps out something on your hand that's a signal that lets you know that he is, and that he that his ranking in the Iron Covenant is slightly higher than yours.
Okay. And so I assume I know the same code system.
Yeah.
So I'll just code out. So why are you following us?
Make a.
He's an iron spoon, but you're just an iron spoon.
Yeah, there it is.
Man. Eddie, you're only an iron fork?
Yeah, sorry. You got to get a few more steps in the cutlery, like a meat fork.
Yeah.
Is that next?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
next.
Gotcha.
Steak
Make
knife
a
is
sleight of
obviously
hand
the
check
pinnacle.
A sleight of hand.
Then
Yeah.
we get into the various cheese graters, colanders.
Colin. I love it. That's good.
He pulls away a little bit and looks suspiciously around, and whispers really low as the bartender drops off a drink and then walks away. He watches the bartender leave and whispers really low. He says, "We really are slipping. It's worse than I was told. So listen,
well, yeah. What?
if you want to be back in the good graces with your brothers and sisters, then you'll be here tomorrow morning at dawn." And he slips you a little scrap of paper.
Okay. I'll take it and grab my drink and just walk away.
And it's
Whoa.
expertly slipped into your hand.
Okay.
Calvin, as soon as he sees you guys breaking apart, Calvin yells across the bar, "Oh, Eddie, you won't be throwing this mug at him yet."
Nope. You go ahead and drink that.
All right.
The man looks really conspicuous at that point and tosses a couple coins on the bar and downs his drink and then heads out.
Okay. He didn't give me a name or anything?
On the slip,
Mm-hmm.
no, he didn't give you his name.
Okay.
But on the slip is an address in the industrial area.
But he said here in the morning or to the address?
The
He
address.
said be here.
Be,
Okay.
be there in the morning.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess we just kind of enjoy ourselves for the rest of the evening while we're waiting around. Did we have any other business that we need to end? You're going to go take care of Marty.
Yep.
Did you have any other thing you need to do, Kelvin? You need to pick up any supplies or anything while we're in this town?
Well, I need to go shopping too.
Do you?
Maybe we can shoot that tomorrow though, because it's
Yeah, it's
shops
late.
probably don't want to be open right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I'll just do some resupply. I don't just meta game. I guess I was having a hard time finding price lists for gear.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, it seemed like basically there was price list for basic stuff, and then I was like, anything magical, the DM just decides.
Right.
Here's a suggestion: 500 for 1,000 if it's rare.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, that doesn't help me. That doesn't help to be very self-sufficient. So I guess,
What were you gonna say, Mark?
Calvin. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of money.
I was just gonna say
but he'd be looking.
I got a really good price list from a guy who looked at not just the rarity but the effect in the game, because the rules as written are pretty lame.
Yeah.
And it just assigns it all without you having to do any work if you want me to
Oh,
send you the list.
yeah, send me
and
that.
it's legit. I mean,
Okay.
the really legendary crazy stuff, and he doesn't rate anything with a wish with value, because he's like, there's no way.
There's no way you can buy that, yeah.
no one would buy a wish.
Yeah, send that to me.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
We'll do.
That's one thing that I have historically tried to I've tried to let you find magical items and whatnot as we go along.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Maybe it's just a world where that's not just something you buy in a market. It's all stuff,
Right.
legend, things you find out in the world, which is cool. That's fine. We're gonna run it.
But
that way.
if you have 500 gold or more in one of these big cities, Paul Watch or Freeholm or maybe even Leagate, you might be able to find a shop that would sell something, that would keep something like that. And then we would roll what I used to do when I played second edition and stuff like that, we would roll to see if it was actually there or not. So you had
nice.
a percentage chance of actually finding the exact thing that you wanted. You had a 50-50 chance of finding exactly what you wanted, or finding an array of things that might be similar but not exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, I do not have 500, so no worries about that. So I think Kelvin will just generally resupply with stuff for the road, for the group. I think he's probably I would be presumptuous, but he's maybe a little more road savvy. I don't know the word. Anyway, so he'll stock up on supplies for everyone. He'll briefly toy with the idea of switching to leather armor, a little more flexible and movable, lets him take advantage of his. He feels a little slowed down by the scale mail, but then he remembers the last couple of fights and how hard a couple of those guys hit, and he decides he's okay moving a little slower if he's got more protection, so he sticks with his battered and beat up scale. So I think that's what he'll get up to.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. Yes, but we could find, for sure, if you wanted to find a different armorer. And as we go along, too, if there are things you wanted to do to get better weapons, as far as once you have a magical weapon and stuff, one thing I'd like to do is allow you to keep... I had a palette... When I first started playing 3rd edition, I created a paladin that I really liked, and I went and named his sword, right? And then I was kind of bummed when, like, to upgrade it, you had to just get rid of that sword and get a different sword. And so instead of doing that, I just, the story-wise, it was just that,
It
you know,
upgraded.
It upgraded.
Yeah.
And I would pay money to somebody to
Nice.
to go and upgrade that for me, but it was still the same sword because it was his dad's sword, right? He wanted to stick with that throughout.
Yeah.
And then
That's
one
actually a
time
really cool technique.
Yeah, and then one time the DM like broke it, and that was really upsetting.
Well, it was 3rd edition.
Yeah, it happens.
You were still
Just
again,
yep.
adversarial DM that's
Yep.
trying to hose you all the time.
So, but that was fun too, I guess,
Yeah.
in its own way.
In its
You
own
know,
way.
actually, I think if you don't mind, just really quick, I think Calvin will look to sell off his non-magical short sword and exchange it for a regular long sword. So he'll have a long sword in one hand and then the slightly +1 magical short sword in the other.
Okay.
So he'll do like a long sword, short sword kind of a setup.
Cool.
Awesome. Oh, thanks, Mark.
Sorry.
This is cool. No, I just saw the list here.
Oh yeah,
It's really nice.
Cool. I actually the great thing I found on there is I started some guys at 5th level, and to represent the fact that they would have found some magical items, I just gave them a gold piece amount that they could
Yeah,
spend
nice.
on that, and it worked perfectly.
This is really cool. Was this
Yeah.
on somebody just
So,
made this
it was
up
on
that you
Reddit.
know, or was it on
Yeah,
Reddit? Okay,
Yeah, it was on Reddit.
right, yeah.
Good old Reddit.
Check this out. This is called Sane Magical Prices. So
Yeah, it's really cool.
if I'm sure if you Google it, you can find something about it. So
Mm-hmm.
nice, yeah. Vicious weapons, +1 weapons. Looking at about 1,000 gold for a +1 weapon. So that's your guys' goal.
Sounds good.
Great, cool.
It's gonna take a long time with these. It's gonna take a long time with these 100 gold bounties we're splitting among 5.
Well, this was one that.
Yeah.
That's why I have you find them too. These are good. This is really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Dancing Sword 2000. Cool. I like this a lot because that is something that's really lacking in the
Big
Dungeon
time.
Master's Guide. There's
Yeah.
no pricing list. It's all, you know,
At your discretion.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
What does
trying
that
to
mean?
weight it appropriately. This has been a whole bunch. It was like a whole group of people on Reddit
Wow, cool.
that built it. So
I like it a lot.
yeah.
This is getting saved. Yeah, check it out. Sane Magical Prices. Looks awesome. And the layout's really nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. You spend some time. You're probably running on. If you wanted to look at supplies for the next week of travel down to Palin, you're looking at probably another gold piece a day for the group. So
Okay.
another 7 or 10 gold to get you guys stocked up on.
I'll take that off my inventory.
Okay.
That works.
Oh, that was nice
That
of
way
you.
we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to mess with it.
Perfect.
I am indebted to you. If you ever need anything stolen, I'm happy to help, okay?
Okay.
It means a lot.
Sounds good.
Sully would be interested in getting some raw leather.
Some raw leather?
Yeah, just cured, but not formed into anything yet. Just
Alright.
stuff he can work with his leather working tools.
Okay. About how big?
Enough to potentially mold. He's never done this before, but he's eager to try mold it into armor for a mountain lion as barding.
I see. Okay.
Which might not work, but it's something that he thought would be so cool.
Yeah.
If you could also do a saddle and like ride him into battle.
What kind of toolkits do you have?
He has a lot of toolkits.
Does he?
Yeah, he's
Cool.
pretty handy. But he's got leatherworking tools, calligrapher tools.
See, perfect. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a disguise kit, stuff like that.
No, I just have.
You have a cat at home that you put sweaters on, don't you? Tell the truth.
No, but if I did have a cat, it probably would have
Tell the
sweaters.
truth.
You're probably looking at about 50 gold
Okay,
for something like that.
I'll cough that up.
All right.
And can I spend like another 5 gold on food for Marty for the next
Sure.
week?
That'd be good.
All right.
You know, he's a lion. He can hunt himself too.
Well, yeah, but
Okay.
delicacies for him.
Oh, I see. Some training
I
treats.
had
A little baggie
a couple
of
of,
training
like-
treats on one side.
But like
And
a big baggie because it's a mountain.
yeah. And then plastic bags on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a couple of like loose things, like a chain shirt we picked up from someone, and an extra short sword. It's just 50%,
Oh, yeah.
whatever. The,
20.
so
I
yeah,
saw
Calvin
about
takes care of
25
all that. Just
in this game. Yeah.
That's fair.
So.
what's that?
Yeah, sell them back at 25, but if you want to make a persuasion check, if you could roll higher than a 14. So if you roll a 15 or higher on a persuasion check, then you can sell them at 50%.
Let's do this.
All right.
It's gotta be done. Oops. Come on, roll 20. Be a friend. There we go. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. That's a
good
2.
too.
So
Yep.
gonna make less money. All right, no problem. So yeah, I'm just cleaning up inventory. I won't drag y'all through it, but
Great.
essentially,
All right.
a couple of loose things. Picked up some arrows, that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sell that old sword, sell the old chainmail. Perfect.
One thing Sully would like to do just while in the city is he's going to take out that platinum token of the Harbinger, and he's just going to touch it to his skin and see if it's warm at all, as if indicating of another hideout.
Okay. It
Good idea.
is warm, but definitely not as. It doesn't seem like the temperature of something being close,
Sure.
like you were before.
And it's like a stagnant at different points in the city.
Right.
It doesn't seem to be fluctuating.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yeah, good one. Great, that'll come in handy. Okay, next morning, let me know. Are we?
Yeah, so I'm
editing?
actually going to my plan, if you guys don't mind, because they saw us together, so we could go near this area. Well, no, you know what? I don't know. Do you guys want to come with me to help, or do you want me to just go solo?
Yeah, I'd
I'm
love to
fine
be.
with either.
I'd honestly love a formal introduction.
I just worry about, just pulling you guys into something that I don't know what's going on. So
Well, if something goes down, I'd rather be there to help you, you know?
okay.
I mean, you were so nice and you bought food for us for the whole next week. We got your back, man.
Yeah. Let's do this. I'm going to.
I mean, we are a group now, right? Kelvin had we all signed.
Yeah.
so-
It's official. We just don't have a name yet. It's in the works. Oh no, we
We
did.
had the Intrepids.
Oh yeah, that's the Intrepids.
The
I totally
Intrepids.
forgot. Okay.
Whoa, yeah. Gotta
So I will.
grave that on the arm.
How long of a walk is it over to this other place?
About a walk, probably about 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. So I want to leave. He said at sunrise.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I want to leave in time to be there at least a half an hour prior, and I will when I'm within an hour or within 15 minutes of the place, I'll cast disguise self on myself.
All right.
To just look at her as like a random person, just whoever,
Okay.
Nobody specific. And then we'll have these guys just hang out within sight of the location, and then I'll approach, and I just want to do like a walk by to kind of see what I can see.
And before we split up, I'm gonna give us all some psychic connection for 4 hours. So
Okay.
4 hours, we got that mental bond. You too,
Perfect.
Kelvin.
Great. I love other people in my head. It's amazing.
Hey, anytime if you want, you can just cancel it. But if you don't,
No.
that's cool. It only lets me read your mind a little bit. Don't worry.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I see.
Like up to I can see that one thing you did a year ago that was like kind of iffy, but
All right.
Kelvin on purpose thinks of all the gnomes he's killed in his life. just like just random talk. Don't take it as
Right. Slowly clutches onto the staff and steps away from Kelvin a little bit.
All right. There's more people in here, but we'll get the important one here. We'll turn her over this way. All right. Eddie, you walk around and you notice a lot of people that look suspiciously like they are trying to look normal.
Okay. A lot of them?
Yeah.
Like how many would I count?
A dozen.
A dozen?
Yeah.
Okay. So in my
They're coming
knowledge...
in and out of this
out.
place. As they come out, they will grab, they'll throw on a cloak or something like that that looks like they're some dock worker or a messenger or something like that. But then as they do that, what you notice is usually they have some kind of a dagger or something like that that is being concealed.
Okay. Would that be, is that typical of the Iron Covenant? Like they would have watchers on one of their fronts, or does it look more like a setup? I mean, that's kind of what I'm
No, that's
looking
very
for.
typical.
It's very typical, so it's normal Iron Covenant behavior?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I would expect them to be doing.
Yeah. Normally you wouldn't notice these people. Like anybody else is oblivious to what's happening. But every 5 minutes somebody comes out and or somebody goes in, and right before they go in, they kind of lose the effect of whatever.
Show they're putting on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just as they're coming out, there's that moment where they are stepping out in the world and they're like taking on another persona as they're coming out.
Okay.
And you're very familiar with that feeling of going out into the city as a member of the Iron Covenant.
Okay, as on a job or whatever you're doing for the day. Okay. So this mental connection do I have to speak verbally for you to hear me?
No.
So I ask you guys, okay, so here's the thing. They've called me in. They're upset with me. I think they're going to give me a job of some kind that I probably can't refuse. I don't think they're going to rough me up. Would you think you should come with me into this hideout, or do you guys want to stay out? What do you guys think?
What do you think, Kelvin? I think it would be good to. I'm relaying this all to Kevin as it's coming in because it only goes one way
it only
to
goes
me.
one way? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But I will relay all that over to Kelvin as well.
Okay.
And then can I ask, what do you think, Bud? Can I call you Bud?
Sure. Yeah. I don't mind. We can stand outside if we can get to you quickly.
Okay.
I mean, this is your territory, but
Yeah. Why don't you guys hang back
we're all this.
and I'll call for help.
Sure.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Fair enough.
So I'll wait and right up until the exact appointed time, and I'll leave the disguise on as I walk up to the front, and just as I get to it, then I'll drop the disguise and do whatever entrance knock or whatever seems appropriate to enter the building.
All right, perfect. Okay, we're going to add a couple people inside here. Inside, you find a big empty warehouse type room, and you come in on the bottom floor, and there's this stairway that leads up to a loft / balcony. And you have to kind of walk. There's no door on this specifically, but let's say you come in over here.
Okay.
Underneath, there's a lot. Underneath the balcony, there are a lot of just stacks of barrels and crates, things stacked up, and you see some people working around in between them, and shelves with a lot of just stuff up on the shelves. They look like they're like indexing what's on the shelves. How about that?
All right.
And looking through, they're talking to people. They're marking things off on sheets of paper and,
Okay.
and scrolls and stuff.
So
Up top, there is a group of people speaking.
Mhm.
I'll just make, I'm going to copy this person and paste in just a bunch of this one, and they're going to stand in for just random people. The one that you care about is the one in the circle here.
Okay.
Somebody over here. And there's somebody down here by you as you come in who looks at you, recognizes you, looks down at you and holds out their hand, expecting for you to hand them your invitation.
Oh, I'll get out the slip of paper and hand it to her.
All right. Then he turns up to the loft and waves his hand and gives a little whistle.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady leans over the railing and looks down at you, and you recognize her.
Okay.
You've dealt with her before. She probably helped you out a lot early on. Maybe took you on some heists and missions and things. And when you knew her before, though, she was not the one in charge. But here, she definitely is.
Okay.
And her name is Jayla.
Oh. I just go, oh, well, Jayla, of all places to run into you, how are you today?
She cocks her head and smiles a little bit and says, "Still the Boy Scout?"
Well, you know me. That's probably why I've gotten in trouble, right? I did something, or I wasn't available as whenever you guys wanted, and because I was a little busy with something.
It's more about what you didn't do, Eddie.
Oh, yeah? What I did I not do something? Really?
Yeah, she invites you up. She's like,
Oh,
"Come
all
on."
right.
You
I
going
go,
up?
I go ahead and go up. Yeah.
All right. Let's move you up there. All right. She meets with you then up here at the top of the stairs. That's where we'll put you guys at. And waves off the people that she was talking and doing business with before, and they go back to just talking amongst themselves in little groups around the area.
Okay.
The first thing she says, "Eddie, what happened in Freeholm?" I like that she's like Marlon Brando, but
Yeah.
a girl.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure exactly what you're speaking of. I mean, we did do the job that we got waylaid and got betrayed by Azek, which that's what's been distracting me, as I took some revenge out on that idiot, and we don't have to worry about him anymore. But yeah, that's kind of where I've been.
Then why is it I'm only finding out afterwards about this Dragonborn?
Well, the boy was in trouble. So
That's
so you know me. They call me. I'm the Boy Scout. I got a bleeding heart for a kid like that.
yeah. What? Your first thought wasn't to get in touch with me?
Well, no, truthfully, because you would have probably wanted to enter him into parts of the world that he's a little too young to be a part of. I tried to get him out of that.
Oh, come on, Eddie.
Hey, you know, what is it exactly that the Iron Covenant would have done with him? I mean, maybe you can tell me I was wrong.
Half our business is information, Eddie. We got to know things first.
All right. I can respect that, of course. Yeah.
I can make a solid platinum on just telling somebody about the Duke's latest girlfriend. Can't you imagine what I would have made off of being able to tell somebody about a Dragonborn around?
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, but then who would that have brought around? For the kid, I was actually trying to throw some heat off his trail. There's some people that don't like him. I don't understand. He's just a kid.
It sounds like you're worried more about this kid than what you should be worried about, and that's yourself.
Well, like I say, I do look out for myself first, but every once in a while, people tug at my heartstrings. There's nothing I can do about it.
I thought I taught you better than that, Eddie.
Yeah, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but that's how I feel. So.
Well, the Covenant's not very happy with you.
Okay. Well, what can I do to make it up for it to you?
There's something you could do.
Okay.
I heard it also that you ran into some of these harbingers.
Yeah.
And what happened there?
Well, that's where we took our revenge on Azek. So we tracked him down, and because he's the one that betrayed us, and left us for dead, and so we took a little revenge on them. And I mean, they're obviously back in business. They're just underground because the place I found them in was a secret temple in Freeholm. So there's a little bit of information for you. I can give you, and I give her the whereabouts of where it was and everything else.
I already know about where it is.
Oh, okay.
After,
Okay.
again,
All right.
after. So, can you hear what, can Sully hear what he is...
No, it's it's only
just
if the
messages.
person wills
Okay.
the message to go.
All right. She says, in fact, that's what you could do if you wanted to stay out of trouble, is tell me more about how you track this place down.
Oh, well, we went to Azek's place and we found an amulet that tended to warm up when we got close. Kind of a cold, a hot game. It worked well. We were able to track him down with it. So,
You expecting to believe that?
yeah, you believe it or not, we got him. Did the Iron Covenant know the existence of that Harbinger's temple? So it was pretty well hidden, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
They would, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't know. You're right. What they would appreciate, what we would appreciate,
Mhm.
what would be good for you
Mm-hmm.
would be to help them to find any that might be here in
Oh, Harbingers?
in Paul Watch.
Oh, we could definitely give the town a shakedown and see if we can find any. Because if Azek's any example of how they run, I'm not real happy. I don't think their organization's worth. Well, at least we shouldn't let them be around. I mean, they were going to try to kill this kid. That's what they were after.
I don't care about the
Yeah,
petty.
yeah, I know. You're heartless. It's fine. I'm just saying. If he was your nephew, what would you think?
My nephew is working down on the docks,
Yeah.
and I pay him a copper a day
Sure. Yeah.
because he's a lazy no good, and she goes off on it.
Oh, poor nephew.
My nephew's an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
People get what they get. They get what they deserve. You go in with a soft heart like that, Eddie, and you're going to get what you deserve to.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I'm actually wanting to, venture out on my own with my own stuff. So I need to know, obviously, you feel like I owe you something. And obviously the Iron Covenant feels like they're kind of holding something over me. I'd like to do what I can just to get square with you guys and just kind of go out on my own.
I like that you think you can do that.
Sure, yeah.
Do you know how much you would owe me?
Tell me.
Well, more than just this job, I can tell you that.
Okay.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that.
Okay.
And I'm not going to pass that on to anyone else. But you watch yourself.
Okay.
Listen, find us the temple here in Palwatch that we can know that they're not hanging around here, as the Harbingers aren't hanging around here and about to interfere with what we're doing.
Okay.
And we'll at least call it square with your little indiscretion with the
Okay.
Dragonborn.
Sounds good. I'll see what I can do there. Obviously, there's no guarantees, but I'll do the same, or we'll run the same way to try to find them here and see if we can. I mean, if they're here and they're still active, we should be able to,
All right.
I would think.
She hands you a slip, puts a stamp on it, and she says, keep this safe. It'll get you back in here when you have some word.
Okay. Yep. I'll just take it, pocket it, and tell her. I'm sorry. What was her name again?
Jayla.
Jayla. And I just say it's good to see you again, Jayla. But hopefully, I'll keep you from being too mad at me.
Make a deception or persuasion. You choose.
Persuasion.
All
I mean,
right.
it doesn't matter.
Make a
They're both
persuasion
the
check.
same. They're plus nothing. I don't want to use that dice. Hang on. Let me just this one. 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Seems like she's cooled off a little bit towards you. She's not the same
Encouraging
adventuring
leader.
and mentoring.
Mm-hmm.
That mentoring thing seems to have faded
fallen
over the
off.
years. She says, "Just get it done, Eddie."
I'll do what I can,
All right.
and I'll take off from there. So when we get back out, I'll let you know everything's cool, and I'll for now. And then I come out and rejoin up with these guys, and then I want to set up my little shrine that I do for augury.
Okay.
And so we'll get out. I actually incorporate the yellow prayer book, a
wow.
feather I got from the other day, a
Okay.
button, a piece of string, one that I tend to keep around, and I'll spin my coin in the circle of items and ask, will the Harbinger amulets work to find the Harbingers in this city?
The coin spins and spins and then lands. Oh, it's both. They're heads
Always-
up on both
always
sides.
heads up. That's the funny part. But I know what it means.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
It's
it
heads
means
up
against something
Yes.
or whatever.
No, it lands heads up, and you're the only one that can tell the difference between that heads up and the other heads up.
Yeah.
But you get a good
feeling?
heads up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your favorite heads
I
up.
feel wheel. Okay.
The other side's your up here. It's still heads up, but it's not your favorite.
Okay. So I gather up my stuff and I say, okay, I think we can find the Harbinger's temple here. You guys want to go shake one of those down again? See
Yeah,
if we can make some quick money?
Eddie,
Yeah.
why do you spin that coin?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it tells me stuff.
Well, but I guess I'm just confused because I know one time you told me it's heads on both sides, but
I'll show you.
yeah. So how are you gonna know if it's wrong?
Well, that's the funny part is it's special to me and it's special to Timora.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
Timora. Okay.
And that's actually whose head is on the coin.
Oh, that's her head.
Well, that's her face.
Well, oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Her
okay, cool.
necklace.
So she tells you. It's
Yeah, you could say that.
Huh. All right. I was just curious because, you used it to tell me that Lady Savannah could be trusted, and you were right. I mean, the coin, Timora was right. But
Yeah, sure.
I was just worried that you were getting lulled in this false security
Oh, no.
that everything
No.
is going to be okay.
No. I take care of things. Well, I get my information from good sources.
That's all I wanted to check.
Okay.
That's good. But
So-
the amulets will work.
That's what she's telling us. So let's see if we can't figure that
All
out.
right. Yeah, I tried feeling around last night, but didn't get any. The
So
fish
we have
weren't
two
biting.
of them, right? Because Kelvin, you have one.
Did you guys sell the other one, or do you still have both of them?
We got.
I don't. We didn't sell.
Oh, okay.
We never
Still
sold
have them both.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was just about to say we got 2 of these amulets.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We should just sell one of them to your Iron Covenant and get out of town.
Oh, hey. That's
I'm
actually a brilliant idea.
I'm happy to help you get
No,
out.
actually, that
happy
kills
to help
2
you
birds
get
with
out.
one stone, bud. If you guys don't mind losing it, it really does. Then
I'm
we don't
happy
have
to
to
help you get out of trouble with the Iron Covenant, but feels like it's. I don't know. I'm just used to getting stabbed in the back now, I guess.
All right. Well, hey, let's go over to that other inn. Let's collect our bounty for the skull. We'll let it cool off for a few hours, and then I'll come back and I'll strike that deal with Jayla, and then we can get out of town and let Iron Covenant do what they're gonna do, and that'll probably keep my goose out of water for a while. Yeah.
You have a goose?
Yeah, it's yeah, you know what I mean. Like keep myself out of hot water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm the-
I'm sorry.
You,
I understand now. I'm
Yeah.
a little slow.
If your augur tells you that they're here, we could spend a little time finding it, see where the amulet warms up, and then tell him where it seems to be. Hand him the amulet.
Okay.
Obviously, exchange for a little bit of coin, and then we skip. We got a new bounty headed south. We got our main mission anyway that we need to get about.
Yes, I completely agree.
What do you think?
So let's go claim that bounty with
Okay.
Keelik, and then I'll come back, and then we'll spend that time trying to find the harbingers. Or between now and then, I don't know. Do you think we have enough time to find
Sure.
where the harbinger
If
location might
if
be?
you spend the rest of the day
Between those two tasks.
triangulating, I mean, between Sully's messaging, that goes for a mile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with the two coins,
Yeah.
you
with
guys
the-
could walk
with
in
the
two different
amulets.
directions and
That's
see
true.
which one's hotter and which one's colder, and
Okay.
maybe try. Like, it's not as good as 3 coins. It's not
Sure.
triangulating.
But it's something.
Sure.
It's better than it would probably go a lot faster than.
If there was a third one.
Yep.
Okay.
If you're watching on the stream or on YouTube, I just brought up a picture of Timora, just so you can see the goddess. Oh, you can't see it on that one, but
Oh.
it's on the.
Oh, it's
Look
on
at it
Twitch.
later.
It's
Okay.
on Twitch, yeah.
Okay.
This is cool.
I wasn't streaming Twitch because I didn't want to suck up
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
analytics.
no.
But yeah, check out the Forgotten Realms wiki, and you can look up Timora there.
Nice.
She's cool. She's a really fun god.
Yeah,
Fortune favors the bold. And,
that's right.
Yeah,
Well, I make my own luck.
there you go.
Nice. Just
Okay.
don't go to all Two-Face on us, okay?
Probably not. Well, no, I do have two faces, but they're both the same. They're,
They're
both
both-
good.
Okay, as long as they stay good. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Cool.
see. So we find the location, and we do we get the bounty paid for?
Yes. So
Okay.
you guys,
The
Keelik tries to give you guys 50 gold first. I don't remember what.
20 each
deal?
is what we were.
Yeah, I think it was going to be divided evenly. All participants.
I would think. I don't know. Is he okay with that?
Well, Toby's not here.
Keelik, yeah.
What does Sully say?
Oh, Keelik, I mean, we did all the work, remember? He was down and running when you finally decided to step in, but... Since you brought us news of the bounty, we thought it would be fine if you took a little bit of it, but, I mean, come on. You didn't really do anything much.
Okay, let's have Sully make a persuasion check.
Okay, cool. Persuasion?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to use a psionic energy dice.
Well, and now let's make it with disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So I'll keep that first one.
Also, just like Calvin would point out during that conversation, like you remember everything we were fighting there. Like without us, you'd be dead. You should take your 20 gold and be happy with it.
I got an 11.
Okay. Sully actually feels a little angry that he's stiffing him.
That's fair.
Not very, and that kind of bleeds into his persuasion check there.
Okay, yeah.
But seeing that he's outnumbered 3-1, he finally hands over 60, and then 20 more, I guess, for Tobias too.
Toby. Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
hey,
that's
thank
fair.
you so much, Keelik, and I'm sure that we'll make up. We'll get together again. I'm sure of that. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe I hope to come across you guys again sometime. It was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I walk over to him and just say, gnome to gnome, and put my hand on his shoulder, say, don't ever try and cross us again. That wasn't cool. You know what we agreed on. All right? And as I'm talking to him, my hand's going to be picking his pocket, just trying to fish out a little bit of the extra coin.
Shoot.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
All right. I'll use another energy die for that. And that is good. Plus 8 on top of that. 19.
Okay. You come away with a gem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Just write down gem.
Yeah, I'll figure out what it is afterwards, but
Sweet.
little gem from his pouch there.
Perfect. I'll put it in my pouch and then let go of it and say,
Okay.
I'm watching you.
Kelvin, make an insight check for me.
Or insight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, +3. Let's go. 16.
16. Sully seems like it's kind of out of character for Sully to go around just threatening somebody like that. So you feel like Sully kind of woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, maybe.
Yeah, I was actually just from the conversation alone was gonna say Calvin kind of looks at Sully like he actually kind of likes it.
He approves. He approves, yeah.
Something a little more, serious or a little more dirty about this lad.
Right on. All right.
So, yeah, it gives them, as opposed to being worried about it kind of gives them a new, like, oh, there's a little more to this gnome than maybe I thought.
He's got some backbone finally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. This is awesome.
That's good.
So just going forward, now that you've made your first persuasion check, Sully is cursed. He's going to have disadvantage on all of his persuasion checks.
Oh, fun!
Going forward, until he becomes uncursed from this staff of withering that he's carrying around.
I don't know if I
Cool.
have access to things to fix that.
We'll let that.
There's nothing wrong with me. I don't need fixing.
He's fine.
I'm fine.
Okay.
We'll see when how that builds up, but but yeah. So disadvantage on any
Persuasion check.
any charisma based checks. In fact.
Oh, deception too?
Yeah, I think. Let me check what I wrote down.
Let me just take
I'll look it up later. We'll go with just persuasion for now, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But it might be just charisma based checks in general. Okay.
We are no longer sending the adorable gnome into negotiations. He's not adorable
thought it was
anymore.
funny too.
Yeah, it is.
Angry.
What do you mean I'm not adorable
Like, he's a
anymore?
gnome with a bad attitude.
Hey! Watch it.
Slowly shows up with a mohawk tomorrow.
New hairdo.
I was seriously about to say that exactly that. Like the next day, it's like, I'll Sid Vicious down.
So once we get that done, get the place found, then I'll go back to the hideout.
Okay.
Use the token to enter,
All right.
and I'll walk up to, or if Jayla's still there,
Yep.
is she there?
Yep.
And I'll say, "Hey Jayla, I've got a dress for you. I told you I do good work, and I've got
She says
something
that
else."
was fast.
Yeah. Well, I get out the amulet and I just said my partners felt like that we'd be willing to part with one of these too, and I just throw it to her, and I just say it'll get warmer as you get closer, and then I describe the building, give her the address of the hideout that we found.
Okay. She looks over the amulet. It's got an embossed picture of a hammer on the front side, and some rays coming out of it and that kind of stuff. And she feels it, and she says, "It doesn't feel warm."
Yeah, it's because you're not close enough. As you get closer, it'll warm up. Just trust me. Get the address. You wanted information. You got loads of it.
She said, "This better pan out, Eddie."
Hey, well, it should. I don't know. How confident am I that was the Harbinger's hideout that we found?
I'd say. I mean,
Pretty
you've been there
confident.
before. Once you got right on top of this this building, and is over. You were around it in an old church.
Okay.
In fact, and as you got up to it, like that familiar, like almost burning, too hot to
Hot to
hold,
handle. Okay.
feeling, or started to on the end. It got really hot, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you stick your hands in water to wash the dishes kind of hot,
okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Stinging so.
your stings a little bit, but but you knew you were pretty close. So
Okay.
you're feeling pretty confident.
All right.
Jayla is making sure. She says she'll make an insight check. All right, I trust you, but this better
It'll pan out.
work out.
Yeah. And I'll be back in touch. I got some business out of town. What's up?
Kelvin said, "Sell it to her."
Oh, sell it to her? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No.
I'll come. No, you did. You did. I'll come out and tell you I sold it for 25 gold pieces. Because I really don't have any leg to get money out of these guys at all at this moment. So, and I'll.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, is it made out of platinum?
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, it's worth.
Well, if
more than
anything,
that.
it'll be like a huge boom for you in their relationship.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to try and like get out and you're in debt or something. That'll help you.
Yeah.
I
Alright,
hope.
keep your
I hope that. Yeah. Kelvin's a little grumpy, but that's okay.
Well,
I hope
do you
that
wanna
buys
go-
you at least. I hope that buys you at least 3 more mistakes.
Yeah, it should. I would think so. She was pretty happy about it.
She did
So-
seem happy, and she says, "Take care of yourself, Eddie.
I will.
Try
Just watch out for me.
to remember some
Yeah.
of the things I taught you."
Yeah, I'll get you guys some more information as I can, but we'll see.
All right. And then she's immediately back to talking to somebody else and
I'm out. I don't need to spend any extra
giving
time
them some
there.
assignments. All right. Okay. Oops, I almost closed it. That's not what I wanted. All right. I think we will kind of wrap up there for tonight.
Nice.
If Eddie's not going to fight with anybody there, then
No,
Let's
I mean,
go.
I didn't. I really didn't want to fight
Okay.
anybody. I mean, that would just make it worse. I
Yep.
would think. So, what was that, Kelvin?
I was just saying at the tavern the night before, Kelvin had a contact who said to swing by,
Oh,
yes.
and he might have some work. So
Yes.
on the way out, or he'll do that.
Because is our next stop?
You would be traveling all the way. Let me
Pelham.
bring the map back up.
Yeah, Pelham is where we're heading towards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So headed down there, stopping off in. No, that's not what I want. Okay, so headed down this area here. If you wanted to, then you could go straight there. If you want to stop off in Hopestad down that direction, then that would be fine too.
okay.
Yeah, I think that without being real specific about where they're going, and obviously, we'd be willing to go a little out of our way
Yeah.
if there's work. I think Kelvin will just indicate we're headed kind of in the direction of Hopestad.
Okay.
Just if there's any work that direction.
He says there's a rich landowner about 5 miles out of the city. He's looking to hire some people to take something valuable down. He's a religious nut, something about a pilgrimage or something,
Okay.
and
Those
wanted
religion
to
nuts, man.
wanted to have something taken down to Hopestad there and blessed for him and brought back. But he was willing to pay a pretty penny for it.
Security sounds good.
All right.
I like that.
Yep, that sounds interesting. We'll
was-
we'll
what
get
was the name?
Details. We'll definitely
He
talk to
says,
him.
"My cut's still 15% though."
Sure, that's fair.
All right. He says, "Very good, very good. Head on down and find his estate. His name is Agamond. We'll go with that one. You guys are making me use my random stuff a lot tonight."
Such a cool name, though. Jeez.
Let me write that down before I forget it.
I played with a guy who just loved to plague the DM with always asking, like, what's that guy's name? What's his name?
Yeah.
And then he was always like,
I don't come to games without like a list of at least 100 names. It was easier with paper because I could cross them off.
Yeah. 'Cause
Like
you
I would just have
used them.
a sheet,
Mhm.
like just no paragraphs, no nothing, and I would just start going down in order. Whatever name was up, that's what you got. So, yeah. All right. So yes, Agamond, about 5 miles out of the city, and is looking for some people to transport something down to Hopestad and then bring it back to him. And he writes down a number on his paper too. He says, "Remember, my cut's 15%," and he says this guy's willing to pay 2,000 gold pieces for it.
For transportation? Okay, now how bad of an item is this? How many times are we gonna get attacked between here and there? We're definitely gonna want to go through the wilderness. We're not gonna want to take roads.
Says you could really make a name for yourself with this one, Calvin.
That's
So if he's
That's
getting
a steep
15, that's
price
300
for
gold pieces for him.
muling something down and back.
1,700 for 4. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
425 each.
What was that? What was
got-
that, Jared?
You've got no idea what it is. At that rate, that's got to be something pretty scary or valuable.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't told he was looking to hire the best, though. That's why I was gonna find some chain breakers here, but
Well, no. Remember, we're the Intrepids.
The
Way
Intrepids.
better than the chain breakers.
Also known as
You're
Action
sure you
Force
got- you sure you got
2.0.
You're sure you got this number right? Didn't add an extra 0 or something.
he says nope, and I'm expected my 300.
Alright.
Well, if we take the job and we come back, you'll get your 300.
Yeah, I'll find you.
For 2,000 gold, I'm not sure we'll come back. We might be dead. We'll try it anyway.
Yeah, that does seem like a pretty high price, but hey, let's give it a shot.
This is what you're complaining.
He laughs. He's like, Akamon will pay me directly. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. All right, good.
All right. Great. All right, we'll call it there for tonight. So you
Nice.
guys are headed south, southwest, with a stop off at this Agamon's estate.
Yeah.
And then off down to Hopestad.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, we'll pick up Troy. We'll pick up Tobias
Hopestad.
on the way out and see how things go.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Is there a chance that Keelik will come or no?
I'll send him an email.
Just as a question.
I invited him, but his work schedule's a little weird. So
Okay.
his day job is finishing restaurants and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
last time I talked to him 3 weeks ago, he was headed down to Heber City
Oh,
to finish
okay.
something up. So I guess he's all over the place.
All right.
So we'll see. But yeah,
Cool.
I forgot to email everybody yesterday like I normally do. I messaged Jared, the guy who's farthest away, but yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been Dragons Keep TV. Find us on YouTube. Come down to the store in Orem or Provo or Lehigh or Spanish Fork and check things out and say hi. And yeah, if you want to play with us, then hit us up. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.